Welcome back to the show.
What a way to open.
that walks you through the archives of R&B craftsmanship, legacy, brotherhood, and for this episode, sisterhood.
Sisterhood.
Now, to my right is the legend, the man who needs no introduction.
My name is Bryan-Michael Cox, and to my left, the great
Johnta Austin.
Welcome to Sessions.
All right, what's new?
What's new?
Other than that, zoom in on our sessions.
Yeah,
mugs.
we have mugs,
we
man.
were talking about this.
We have mugs.
In a previous episode. I'm gonna blow in mine. Again, life hack. You can have alcohol in here and blow in it, and people will think you're drinking coffee on your Zoom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got mugs, homie.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Man, we're coming up. We're coming
up
up.
in the world,
we're gonna, I don't know if there's a link yet for these mugs, but when there is,
we will definitely let you know.
We'll let the people know. Get yourself a sessions mug. And you can drink your coffee or your tequila.
Yeah, which we're doing
in the mornings with us. What else is new? There's something I want to address.
Okay.
Non-music related.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because we're coming off of Easter.
Okay.
I don't know when this is going to air, but we're coming off of Easter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a few troubling clips of people trying to
reenact
the crucifixion. Mm-hmm. They're up on these high crosses, and a couple of people fell.
Yeah, man. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop the foolishness, show.
Nigga, you ain't Jesus.
You ain't Jesus, bro.
Leave it alone. You're not Jesus.
Jesus paid it. He paid it already.
He let it go. Let Jesus have that.
He paid it.
We're going to let Jesus have the cross. And there it is.
We're going to let Jesus have the cross.
I, for one, am going to let Jesus have the cross.
He paid it already,
I'm not
man.
Getting up there.
He paid it.
Nah.
What are you doing up there? Mm-mm. Jesus paid. He paid the price already. He paid it.
Nah, absolutely. And thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
By the way, cheers to Jesus. Can I get a cheers to Jesus?
Yeah.
There you go. That's one for Jesus. Mm. All right. Moving along. Mm-hmm. That's what's new. Songwriters who are also artists.
Okay.
Who started on the songwriting side and moved into being artists. Who are some of your faves?
I mean, I think that we know that Babyface is probably at the top of that list. You know what I mean? His first placement as a songwriter was the Midnight Stars Slow Jam.
Yes.
You know, he co-wrote that. So, I think Babyface is probably at the top of the list. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Missy Elliott.
Ooh.
Started out writing songs and, for the people. I would say
Angela Winbush.
Angela Winbush, boy.
Angela Winbush.
You know what I mean?
Patrice Rushen. We're talking about sisterhood today. We're going to talk about the ladies.
Talk about the ladies. Patrice Rushen, Angela Winbush, the great Andrea Martin, who passed away recently, but a massive songwriter, and then was able to make hits on her own too as an artist.
Absolutely. Keri Hilson.
The great Keri Hilson.
The legendary.
We
Atlanta's own.
Decatur's own.
Where I am told it is greater.
It's greater. I've always been told that it's greater.
I've always been told that Decatur is where, in fact, it is greater.
Yeah. No, a lot. I mean, there's so many though.
Yeah.
You think about like songwriters that started song. Victoria Monet is one.
Yes.
Money Long is one.
Priscilla
Renee.
Yes.
Absolutely. She's one that started out as a songwriter and became an artist. There's a lot of them. Jazzy.
Yes.
Jazzy's doing her thing now.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball from I'm gonna go back in the crates.
Let's go back in the crates, baby.
You know who one of my favorite kind of one-offs was as an artist? He didn't really pop as an artist, but he put out one song that popped. But he was a staff Motown writer.
Who was that?
Barrett Strong.
Yes.
He had a record called Money.
Huge.
Yeah.
One.
The best things in life are free.
He had one song.
Right. I need some money.
That's what I want.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
That's what I want. I want some money.
The man said, money can't buy everything. That's true. Mm-hmm. But what it can't buy, I can't use. It's a great song, but wrote 25 Miles for
Yep.
Edwin Starr,
Yes, it did.
wrote Temptations
Yep.
records.
Yeah.
Barrett Strong was another one
But then had his own record, had his own
had
hit.
his own record.
had his
I
own
feel
hit.
like did Smokey write records first, or was he was one
It
of the
was
first
both.
artists?
I
Okay.
think he was both. Smokey was in a
Okay.
group. Smokey Robinson and Miracles.
Yeah, he had the Miracle. Okay.
He was in a group, but he also, led with writing. You know what I mean? But he was also an artist. You know what I mean? He was outside. You know what I mean? Smokey was outside.
Smokey was outside. Writing the classics for himself, for others.
Yeah. Smokey was outside.
Donny Hathaway.
Yeah. I mean, even a young Marvin Gaye was this. He was a session drummer for the Motown. He was writing songs for Motown. Records like Heard It Through Grapevine. Well, I'm sorry, he didn't write that one. Norman Whitfield wrote that, but I'm saying, but he's he wrote records for Motown early on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, then you have we think about All I Do from the Hotter Than July album.
But he wrote that in the 60s.
He wrote that in the 60s, and it was Tammy. Was it Tammy who did that record?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It was a Motown artist.
It was a Motown
Stevie
artist.
Was 16 when he wrote that record.
He wrote in the 60s. Stevie was writing for the people.
Yeah.
He wrote Till You Come Back to Me for Aretha Franklin.
That I didn't know.
I done you anymore.
Wow.
I sit and wait. He wrote that song for Aretha Franklin. Young Stevie. That's before.
Fucking goat, man.
That's before that's before the 70s.
It really is.
Till you come back.
We'll get back.
Me.
We'll go down the rabbit. We'll go down to Stevie. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go.
Young Steveland.
We'll get Lionel.
Lionel, his story is so crazy, because he never wanted to be solo.
Right.
I know Lionel really wanted to be in his group, but he started writing them hits, and the group members, some of the group members was like, yo, Lionel pulling up in the...
Yeah.
Because he 100%er.
Yeah.
Lionel wrote, just to be close to you, 100%.
Ow!
I done been through so many changes in my life, girl.
Yeah.
That boy Lionel was not messing around.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Teddy Riley. Before there was Guy.
Teddy was like, when we talked about this when we had him on the show.
When we had Teddy on.
Teddy was always in groups. He was in Kids at Work. It's him and Timmy Gatlin. And, he was always trying to be an artist, but he used that leverage to be the backbone of what was happening in Harlem at the time and what's happening uptown. And,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? But yeah. Pharrell. Yeah, definitely. Pharrell definitely was a songwriter before he became an artist.
Yeah, so many, great ones.
Jermaine. Before Jermaine became an artist.
Jermaine did become an artist.
Later, that was later. He didn't come out like I'm being an artist. I mean, and what's so ill about that is Jermaine is casually on Brat's first single. He's rapping on Brat's first single. Like him and Brat going back and forth. And we never even questioned it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't an artist at that time.
No, listen. We talked about Can I Get Your Number in another episode. Mm-hmm. Jermaine is singing on the hook.
Singing the hook. Oh, damn! I had to close in a minute. He's singing on the hook,
That's JD, man. That's...
Mariah's good for that. Like she put me on, what's the song? Make It Feel Good. I'm singing on Make It Feel Good. Like, Mariah's good.
Make it look good.
Make it look good.
Make it look good.
Make it look good. Yeah, she good. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mariah's good for that. She gonna put us on. You singing on Mariah's songs, like that's her.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We'll tell the story of Make It Look Good one of these days. But anyway, and then you have, if I may toot my own horn slightly.
Let's talk about it.
I put an album out.
A great album. You put two.
Ocean Drive never came out.
Ocean Drive never came out. That's right.
Turn It Up. With Jada Kiss. Shout out to Kiss, yeah.
Yeah, 2 singles.
And then we put out the LSR.
LSR, baby.
So we got that off. And I'm done. There's no more albums. But it is the synergy, and we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
We have a very, very special guest today.
We do.
But we're going to talk about just kind of that balance of songwriting for others, songwriting for yourself, the different stories and how we tell those and what we keep for ourselves,
we keep
right?
for ourselves, man.
Because
Yeah,
now here's the thing, and we're gonna talk about this, but there's a lot of stories I'm sure that every writer has of, nah, that's for me.
Oh, what? No.
Nah, I'm gonna keep that one. It's like, oh, you might have to let that one go though.
That's a tough thing. The one thing I always admired about Babyface was that he never, you could tell that he didn't move that way. You could tell he moved like, oh nah, this is a Tony Braxton record. I don't care. I don't care how big of a hit I feel it is.
Yeah.
This is gonna be for that person. Oh, this is a Tevin Campbell. Like, can we
Boys
talk?
to Men. This
Like,
is a Tevin Campbell.
This is Tevin Campbell. It's like Boys to Men doing Water Runs Dry. Easily Babyface could have done that song. You know what I mean?
Man.
Easily. But that's him saying, nah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it smashed.
We're gonna get it smashed.
Boys to Men is gonna travel
to the vehicle. You got
to travel further. Babyface is very, very aware of the vehicle process.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know.
Having the right combination of records. Before I ask you the next question, did Kehlani write for other people?
I believe she did. I'm not quite sure.
Hey, Kehlani. Hi.
I believe Kehlani was a songwriter before. I can't confirm that though.
Okay.
But I do believe she was writing for other people before.
Let's go for it. Let's go with it. She did it.
Hi, Kehlani.
All right. All right. Personal. What's your most personal record? Ooh.
It's a good one. It's a good question.
I try to ask thoughtful questions.
Yeah, it's a good question. I hadn't thought about it.
Set.
I would say Burn, right? Because I was able to, it was like I always say how Jermaine, he's like, how he navigates the creative process, right? You might be having a conversation with him and thinking that is his first time talking about this subject, right? So we're talking, I'm thinking I'm telling him what I'm feeling and what I'm going through and this, that, and the third, but he's already had a similar conversation with another party. And this party, of course, is Usher, in this case. He's already had another conversation because whatever Usher is going through at that point, they've already had a conversation about that. And then I'm talking to him, and then he's referencing something from a conversation he had with Usher. So basically, as I'm talking to him about whatever we're talking about, then he was just like, yo, you gotta let that shit burn. He said it like that. And I was like, bro, that's a crazy way to say, like, that's an ill way to say, like, break up. Like, you know what I mean? And he was like, man, let's write it. And that's basically what happened. But unbeknownst to me, he had already had a conversation with Usher earlier, or maybe a few days prior, that was a similar situation. And they spoke about the construct of burning and whatever, like your heart's on fire, or whatever Usher, whatever metaphorical thing Usher told him. And he just relayed that to me when we wrote it and wrote the verse.
Were you going through that at the time?
Yeah. Cause you know what's interesting about that period? Because it was at a point where my career was elevating, right? When my career was actually moving to the next step. And you have this moment when you have to say, do this person come with me? Can this person come with me? That's the question. Can this
I go on my way without
or can I go, or do I need to go without you? You know what I mean? Like literally the moment where you're like,
are y'all going to the promised land? Yeah. Or are you dropping some dead weight?
It's a tough decision to make at that point.
What'd you do for the people out there watching?
I don't want to use that analogy of drop the dead weight. That's not the analogy.
No.
but what you said, go on without you. I went on without that person.
Without that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Unweighted. You went on unweighted.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, so this, to make a long story short, yeah, you know what I mean.
Listen, I have a similar story, and it's like a 2-part thing. We talked about Get Gone
Yes,
on another episode, but the precursor, the Get Gone, is part 2.
part 2. I remember. Yep, we spoke about that.
Get Gone is where I finally decided to trim a little fat. Dropping dead weight, trim a little fat.
Whatever you want to,
whatever you want to call it. But Miss You.
Yeah.
That was originally done for Genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up being cut by Baby Girl.
There is a duet version of that song somewhere, of Genuine and Aaliyah did, a duet version
We
of that song.
need to get those files because I feel like that should be released.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the public should have that.
There's a duet version of that song. Yeah.
But yeah, I Miss You was written like truly from the soul.
Yeah.
My high school girlfriend was going off to college. Yes, you went away. I mean, you know how nowadays we try to avoid on-the-nose references?
Really, we do. Back in those days, we used to write about, directly write about what we were talking about.
Do you remember on the 16th of August at 7:05 when we used to go there with it, right? Like we used to, like, this shit is like, so the person is like, damn, this is about me. Like, this is, there is no ambiguity.
Oh, my God.
Jesus, this person is in their feelings.
In their feelings, man.
Writing, off to college. Yes, you went away. Straight from high school.
You up and left me.
You up and left me.
That's a hard thing. Let me tell you what's ill. And I could relate. Because how I got to Atlanta was because I was like, I'm not letting my high school girlfriend go to Atlanta.
You followed your high school friend?
Absolutely.
Oh, you said it. You dropped a name.
Yeah. You know what? Let's edit that because she's gonna be mad. Let's not say that. Cause I said her name before in a couple of interviews, and she's like, "Yo, quit saying my name in interviews." Like,
good.
She get to call me. I thought I was saying it in a hey, you're the reason why, I got here. She's like, quit fucking saying my name.
Wait, oh my God.
Yeah, she told me that. That's
I'm sure she did.
Recently, quit.
No one wants to be the oh, Jesus, I'm crying. No one wants to be the butt end of a song, a bad song, a joke.
Or the butt end of of a career that of a life that they missed.
I got a DM from my high school girlfriend when we started advertising the podcast. She sent me a DM that said, "Please be nice." I'm gonna be nice and not say your name, but I'm absolutely gonna tell the story.
Yeah. So let's edit that out.
Edit. Okay, take 2. We're back.
We're back.
We edited out. Brian said a name that he shouldn't have said.
Yeah. Tequila and wine.
We're gonna move on. But Brian was in love with this young lady and didn't want to let her go.
And I was like, I followed her up here.
But that's what got you to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So there's the silver lining in there.
Oh, no.
There is.
And we always, and even in recent years, we've spoken.
She doesn't try to claim credit for that.
No, never.
Slow down.
Yeah, relax.
I figured it out anyway.
Yeah. No, but we've talked in recent years about it in a loving kind of way. Like, yo, man, we were kids. When you're kids, you look back on when you were kids. You're like, yo, we really didn't know what we were doing, and then we landed on our feet.
Yeah.
Right? We had no idea what we were doing. But we landed in some kind of way in life, because even in her life, she's landed on her feet in a great way. Yeah. So it was like, in life, we actually landed on our feet. And when we were that young, that felt like the entire world to us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No. Like you said, in that moment, it felt like the entire
You're
world.
going to live the rest of your life with this person. Mm-hmm. You're going to get married to this person.
You're going to build a family.
You're going to have a family.
Yeah.
And then it does. And in my case, they were a part of my origin story of how I became this cold ass nigga that you see before you today. Love don't live here anymore.
Love don't live here no more. Oh my God.
I'm playing.
Yeah,
I'm
Johnta
playing.
is a sweetheart, man.
I
We gotta
am.
do
I'm
that.
a sweetie. Yes. But
Yeah.
stone cold
Oh, you used
animal.
to be cold. You used to be
I
cold on them
was
now.
cold as ice
Long ago.
long ago. But I Miss You was that.
Yeah.
That was a real from the heart. Listen, I listened to some of our favorite records, and the records that hit me the hardest, I'm like, as controversial as they might be, you think about a Luther Ingram's "If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to
be
Be
right.
Right," or you think about Me and Mrs.
Or
Jones.
even, what's my boy, Bobby Womack, if you think you're
If you
lonely
think
now,
you're lonely now,
wait.
well, Bobby, what I wish you didn't trust me so
Oh,
much,
shit.
was absolutely
Diabolical.
diabolical.
I
When you
wish you
dig
didn't trust me
into
so
that
much.
story, which we won't get into now, we'll double back on that.
Yeah.
But those are the great records. When you listen to them, and you're
Yeah,
like,
man.
nah, somebody went through this shit.
Yeah.
These niggas wasn't just sitting there putting nothing down.
Yeah, this was
Somebody
personal.
lived
It's
this.
personal.
This is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah,
With Jagged,
yeah.
with Day 26.
Yeah.
Groups are interesting, Brian, and you have some hits
Yeah, with groups,
with
yeah.
groups.
I actually
What's
tend
that
to
like?
tell people that groups are actually my wheelhouse. Like that's like I feel like the strongest point of my production is being able to produce a group, right?
Okay.
Because I've always either been in groups or always listened to groups and always, you know what I mean? Whether it's Jodeci, Boyz II Men, Intro, you can go all the way back to, you know what I mean, New Edition and BBD, and you go all the further back. You can go Earth, Wind and Fire, Owsley Brothers. Like I've always been a fan of groups, you know what I mean? But specifically vocal groups, like a Take Six or like I said, Boyz II Men or whatever. I like the different tones stacked against each other to see how that sounds, the blend. I like to see different voices on different parts of songs, you know what I mean? And Jagged Edge, for me, that was one of the first, major things that I worked on when I got to Atlanta and signed a Noontime and the whole nine. Like they kind of sat me with Brian and Brandon, and I learned a lot just producing them, or producing with them, rather. And that some of the best lessons I've learned has been working with Jagged Edge, not only from a producing a group perspective, but with Brian and Brandon from a twins, from a songwriting perspective. You know what I mean? The twins, I was really, really impressed with their ability to extract melody from like previous things and make it theirs. You know what I mean? They're like one thing that we all have in common, me, you, the twins, Adonis, Eric Roberson's, you know what I mean? The Dreams, you know what I mean? We're all students, of music. We have a vast knowledge of songs and songwriters, melodies and chord structure and all that. So I think that with Brian and Brandon, I was very pleased to know that they had the same intensity that I had in regards to like the history. You know what I mean? Um, and I learned a lot working with them. And then of course, Day 26. I told a story last night because I was talking to. I'm in the studio with them and working on a new project.
Shout out to Day 26.
Shout out Day 26. And we were talking last night, and I was just talking about how the group came together, right? And the call that I got the call to come do the Making a Band show. The first show was Making a Band 3 with the girls. So the girls were already a group when they brought me on. It was me coming on to produce the girls.
Got it. This is Danity Kane.
Danity Kane.
Okay.
And through that process, Andre Harrell, Puff, and all them was like, yo, we want to bring you back to help us find this group. Boom. She brought me, Michael Bivins, Joe, our guy. That's my dog.
Joe Thomas, baby.
Joe Thomas.
Yes, sir.
And Lorianne. And then we had a vocal coach guy named Ankara. We went across the nation to find these members of this group. And for me, because I have so much knowledge of groups, I was okay, cool. If it's gonna be a 4-man group, I would like it to be more like if Drew Hill met Boyz II Men.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the Jodeci element of Drew Hill, but they were a little cleaner vocally. You know what I'm saying? And a little more polished. You know what I mean? Jodeci, what we love about Jodeci is the grit.
Yes.
Right? And the church. And you know what I mean? And that's why Jodeci is my favorite group. But what I wanted to do with making a band was like, okay, we gotta put some pop appeal to it too, by the way. We got Michael Bivins, who discovered Boyz II Men, you know, he's BBD, he's founding member of New Edition, ABC, you know, early works with Dallas Austin, early works with Kevin Wells, like his knowledge of that kind of thing. I was like, let's figure that. So my mind went to that. So as we're going around the city, I'm looking for, what I'm hearing is a voice with, a polished voice with just enough grit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling the story about each member, like how we found each member. We found Willie, we found Robert, Brian, Brian Angel, who I knew from before.
Okay.
Brian Angel was in a group called Mason Road, right? This is before I had Dirty Rose. When I had Dirty Rose back in the day, these are like rival groups in Houston. Before I had Dirty Rose, Dino had Dirty Rose. Before Dino, how I got it was Dino passed away.
Rest in peace to the great Dino from H-Town, another great group.
Yeah, H-Town.
Yeah.
Dino had Dirty Rose, and then in the middle of them working, you know, I started working with them, and me and Dino were like trying to figure it out. In the middle of that, Dino passed away. So then I just took on.
So it's rival groups in Houston.
Yeah.
A la Five Heartbeats and Bird and Midnight Falcons.
All that.
Type of shit.
All that.
Yeah.
So let me tell you how I met Brian Angel. He was in a group called Mason Road. They were signed to Music World. They were signed to Matthew Knowles.
Okay.
And this is when I first started, like, Get Gone had first came out and it was a hit. And I first started making a little bit of money, right?
Yeah, man.
And me, Jason Rome, and JQ went to Houston. I brought them to Houston for Thanksgiving or something, right? And I was going down there to buy a car. So I brought them with me to buy this car, okay? This was the Lexus.
Oh, okay, I was about to say this wasn't the Bentley.
No. Oh, the Bentley story is that's going to be a good rich nigga tale.
That's going to be our rich nigga tale down the road.
The Bentley story is crazy.
I love the Bentley story.
But no, this is my first car. This is when I got the Lexus, when I got the SC, the coupe.
The SC coupe, baby.
So we go down there.
Blue or was it
blue? It was the blue.
It was blue
with the chrome wheels.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Everybody had Lexus. I was like,
when the shit he was in with the chrome
had the chrome,
wheels,
you know what I mean? I had to get it.
I hear you. I got you. I remember.
So we get this car. I bought a car, and then it's this spot called Just Joking, like this club. It's a comedy club, but it's also like they do like amateur night and like, you know, groups come up and sing and the whole nine. So
y'all pulled up in the Lexus?
Of course. Pulled up in the Lexus. First day.
You had niggas in the backseat of the coupe?
I showed this. Terrible. Terrible. JQ on the backseat of the coupe. You know, Jason won't get in the back. You got the back. I took him to Just Joking.
Okay.
Right? We go to Just Joking, and we watch, you know, the amateur night or whatever. And I come outside. There's a group sitting in front of the car. It's 5 niggas in front of the car. They waiting on me. They got to know it. Because I got the new car tag on it, so they know. And in Houston,
gotcha, baby.
In Texas, when you get a new car and they give you a new car tag, they put your name on the tag. So my name was on the tag.
Oh,
right,
wow.
So they knew it was my car.
This is terrible security.
Terrible security. These guys are waiting in front of my car, and they sing Get Gone.
I like it.
They sing Get Gone. But Brian he's the animated one out there while he's singing up in the rafters. And I'm like, yo, this little nigga is dope. You know what I mean? And we met and we didn't see each other for a while. And I would see him in Houston every now and again. The Mason Road kind of broke up, kind of fell apart. And I was doing Dirty Rose. I was going to put Brian in Dirty Rose. And then I ended up putting Jason in Dirty Rose. And then so time goes by. Day 26, auditions happen. We go to Houston. Fucking Brian Angel pulls up. And I'm like, oh, we got to put this nigga in the group. You know, I knew he was like the young Cisco, just, we got to put him in a group. Cool. Brian makes it. Robin makes it. Will makes it. Q makes it. Now we're looking for a fifth member because Michael Bivens wanted to be like New Edition. He wanted 5 members.
Okay.
So we're looking for the fifth member. We going through all. This is when they doing all the, when they do like the re-audition, when they like the niggas singing for the they singing for the beds in the house.
Yeah.
They do it End of the Road. And, they're like this is doing that era. So we trying to find the last member, and we had an audition, and Big Mike, and was something about his voice. He sang, and I was like, yo. It's something about his voice, and I couldn't reference it. And what made me reference, I was like, oh shit, Minivision. I was like, Spanky. The big guy in Minivision, Mike reminded me so much of him and that voice. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, that's it. And then the nigga did the dance audition. Big Mike's lost a lot of weight now. He's slim now. But back then, Big Mike was big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he doing the dance routine, and me and Michael Bivens like, yo, that big nigga moving. Like that nigga like Heavy D up there.
Right.
But that was the thing, it was like, that nigga like Heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, and rest in peace to Heavy D. The great. Madilly, Dilly D. But no, literally, and I was like, we need to put him in the group. I said, I know it may feel like he may not fit because he's a bigger cat. But his voice is crazy. And this nigga's out dancing all of these niggas. And I was like, we got to put him in a group.
You got to let him in.
And we put him in a group, and then that's how, Day 26 started coming together. Those were my 5, and they ended up being the group.
It's interesting because is there a determining factor for you in should y'all be 3, should y'all be 4? Or should y'all be 5? I feel like anything over 5, you niggas better be family.
I agree.
Like unless you're, but shit. Then you had groups like Confunction.
But see, those are bands.
With 17 niggas on
those are bands.
Okay,
see,
true.
Bands are different than like singing groups. Cameo had like 20 niggas in there at one point. You know what I mean?
Jacksons were a band.
The Jacksons were a band. The band is different.
Yeah.
Because you got people, you got to have, when you think about Confunction, there's a keyboard player, bass player, guitar player, an auxiliary keyboard player who might play trumpet also.
Right.
A nigga playing bass. A nigga playing percussions.
Right.
Nigga playing drums. You know what I mean? You don't know, and then they all may sing background. Or like with Cameo, in Cameo's case, they all may sing, and then my man may come up, I think his name is Nathan, come from the back and sing Sparkle. He's the, he becomes the voice. LTD, Jeffrey Osborne was the drummer.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And all of a sudden, now Jeffrey Osborne becomes the voice. Love Ballad, he becomes the voice.
Stokely with Mint Condition.
Stokely was the drummer.
Yeah.
Morris Day was the drummer.
So what is that, ideally the best number for a group is what?
A singing group, no more than 5.
Okay.
Right? A band, you can get into 7.
Okay.
You may have 2 keyboard players, drummer, a bass player, guitar player, a lead singer who might play a little bit guitar, you know what I'm saying? And a percussionist, at best.
Because for me, we grew up on New Edition, which was 5.
5.
But then we had Boyz II Men and Jodeci, which were our core
4
years.
to me is the sweet spot.
4 is the sweet spot.
4 is the sweet spot.
Drew Hill was a 4.
4. Now they're like Drew Sang Clan Drew Tang
Drew
Clan.
Tang Clan. The Drew Tang Clan.
But you understand, what they are is because Drew Hill now was basically Playa and Drew Hill merged.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
there's two groups now in one. So, you know, much respect. I don't want to disrespect them.
Absolutely. Really quick, we got to go back. We'll cut and splice this, or fuck it, put it in the middle.
Yeah.
What's new? When we talk about the Wu-Tang Clan, welcome to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Hall of
Wu-Tang
Fame.
Clan,
Luther Vandross.
Uncle
Sade.
Ronnie, and Sade.
I'm so happy they finally got Uncle Ronnie in there, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's long overdue. He should have been in there when he was alive, really.
Yes. Luther Ronzini Vandross Jr.
Junior.
Welcome to the Rock and
Welcome to the
Roll
Rock
Hall of Fame.
I mean,
well-deserved.
A vocal just giant, bro. Like, and songwriting, ridiculous.
Producer,
ridiculous.
musician. Yeah,
like, but them vocals, man.
Them vocals. He's one of the best, if
Butter,
not
baby.
the. Man, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Luther live.
Ridiculous.
He had all of the theatrics. I saw a clip the other day of Luther holding a note and just fucking walking by the mic. Real, you know. He had nigga shit going on.
Yeah, Luther was flashy.
Yeah,
he was flashy. He was gaudy.
Man,
you know what I mean?
The curl was popping. The blazers had the sequins on them.
Yeah,
Man.
and Luther was one take Jake. So like, you know what people don't know about my career is I'm the last person to ever produce a record for Luther Vandross before he had a stroke.
I did not know that.
Right. So me, Jason Rome, Harold Lilly did a song, basically a part 2 to get you home tonight. It's basically the song's called "Got You Home."
I didn't know that.
And it's on. The song is actually out. It's on his like Ultimate Luther Vandross collab. You know, like a collection that came out. Larry and them did like I would say like 2013, something like that.
Okay.
They put it out a long time ago. And Harold has a very funny story about how the first record, you know, the Get You Home Tonight record went. But I remember Harold called me like, yo, hey man, like, Luther wants to do this song, you know. And I was like, okay, bet, you know. And he was like, I'm going in tonight. And Luther wants to talk, you know, Luther's the person who want to talk to everybody who's crazy. So Luther's like, you know, Mr. Cox, you know. You know, and he's like, you know, and he's like, man, I'm on the phone like, Luther's like an extension of our family in real life. You know, my mom had every single Luther Vandross album. My mom. There's two artists my mom had every album. Luther Vandross is one. Every single album he put out, from 1981 to the very last time he put out. My mom has every Luther Vandross album, and Prince. Every single album.
He is an extension of the family. My father, rest in peace, would be asked to sing Here and Now at people's weddings. My dad could do a pretty good Luther.
I love it.
My dad could hold a note.
I love it.
He would make Rashad and I sing the song that he had with Gregory Hines.
There's nothing better than love.
Nothing better than love. My dad would give us the notes. Beautiful
song.
Absolutely.
Such a beautiful
I was
record.
in a movie with Gregory Hines once. We'll talk about that later.
I'm telling you, this nigga lived like 9 lives, yo. What?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. It's another tale for another time.
There's nothing
We're going to
better
be
than
back,
love.
and when we come back, we're going to have an extremely special guest, the most special of special guests.
Yeah, man.
When we come back. Welcome back. Told y'all we have an incredibly special guest. We only bring the best.
We only bring the best.
Only the best. Singer, songwriter, producer, actress, engineer, tastemaker. I mean, the list goes on.
The list goes on, man.
She's one
of our great ones.
One of our great ones, Keri Hilson.
Let's clap it out. Let's clap it out for
Keri. Mama, yes, indeed.
What's going on?
What's up, baby? How are you, baby?
I'm amazing.
Good to see you now.
Yes.
Good to see you guys. in this way.
I know, right?
I like this.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like I'm right at home.
Yeah, I mean, you are, baby. You are. First of all, congratulations on the new project. You know, you know, we've been, you know, behind the scenes, we've always been on you about like, when's the new project? When's it out? You know what I mean?
Yes.
For years,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And so I'm very happy we were able to get it done in your way,
Yes.
in your, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Or get it done at all.
congratulations. It's been, you know, it sounds great. I mean, you are who you are, so I expected nothing less of greatness. It sounds amazing. And you just released, this is the last portion of it.
Yeah, so it's fully out.
Nice.
It's fully released, finally.
Fantastic.
I will never do that again.
Really?
Any part release, it was like releasing 3 albums within a year. Like, that was not an easy feat. And not musically, obviously, musicking, what?
Music.
The music part, mixing, mastering, like that was actually kind of the easy part, but it was all the other promo and all the stuff that goes along with putting out an album. All the content to support each release was like, and that's new to me, that part.
Yeah.
Whole different field. But thank you. And I'm glad you listened.
Congratulations, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all go get that. You know
Please,
what I'm saying? And,
please do.
I want to set the tone with the new shit.
The new stuff.
Yes.
No, we got to start with the new.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm really proud.
Yeah, no. Talk about that. I mean, they want us to ask some questions. We're gonna get to the early part.
Yeah,
Okay.
But just the idea and how this new project came together and what was the process, what was the thinking behind it of this offering?
This album, I knew being gone that long, I mean, it was a risk in so many ways, but what it caused was for people to have a lot of questions about what am I doing, where am I, why is it taking me so long, what am I going through? I was, you know, I was posting, I took a few years off of Instagram and I wasn't I wasn't as active. I would do shows, you know, but I say that to say, I was writing a love story, one of my love stories that I felt was really relatable. And throughout the process of doing that, as we're putting it together, I realized this is also my career story. This is also the story of me, you know, it's in 3 parts. We need to talk love, drama, redemption. So falling in love with music early on, really young, you know, and then encountering some drama, and then having a moment or creating or snatching a moment of redemption, which is now.
Word.
And so that relationship, and I guess my relationship story overall as well, but that in my career being a parallel, I knew that I had to do a project that answered all of the questions and presented that parallel.
Okay.
So the beginning of the album, I talk about where I've been from a really vulnerable, personal standpoint, and some of my trepidation and my fears and some of the things I encountered. And I say a lot of things that I truly, truly felt.
Word.
And then we get into the love story. I say at some point, okay, now let's start from the beginning. And then I'm going into the love story. So that was really the inspiration, was just realizing like, this is the story of the past 15 years of my life, where I've been, what I've been doing, what I've been up to. People deserve to know that and to finally see me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's dope.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, we, you know, obviously have known you for a long time, you know, and we talk about when you fell in love with music and, you know, take us to that point. Take us to the point where you fell in love with music and your entry to the music. When I met you, you were in a group called Pretty Tony. Big shout out to our homeboy Dent. You know what I mean? And everybody was buzzing about your songwriting ability. You were young. I mean, was you like 15? Like 15, 16?
Dent, I was maybe 18.
18,
yeah.
Okay. So it was a buzz about the group, but it was really a buzz about who you were as a songwriter.
Yeah, and that was really when I was just starting to own that craft. In the first group, which was called By Design, we were signed.
Okay.
So this is prior to Anthony Dent.
Nice.
I was signed to a girl group called By Design, headed like in a production deal with Marvin McIntyre.
Yeah.
And so we 3 were signed to WIA,
Wow.
Yep. So Sylvia Rowan and Merlin Bob signed us.
Wow.
We disbanded before we released, but we recorded. And I remember the moment, the first song I wrote was because of that group. They put us in different rooms, probably like, let's see what other talents we got here, you
Wow.
know? So they,
Word.
you know, his building had several rooms. They put us each in our own room with a focus track, producer focus.
Yeah.
He gave it, you know, they gave us some music and they
Yeah,
said,
focus.
yes,
Yeah.
focus, focalyptic,
The
yes.
great Bernard Edwards Jr.
Yes.
I never knew his real name.
Yeah. Well, his father,
Oh.
is in Chic. His
No, I
father
did
was
not
the
know
bass player in
that.
Chic.
You're such
So,
a encyclopedia.
yeah, focus. Bernard Edwards Jr.
Okay.
His dad is the great Bernard Edwards,
I did not know that.
bass player
Okay.
and co-founder and partner, now Roger's partner, production partner, the Chic organization. That's Focus's
right?
dad.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really
Rest
interesting.
in peace, Bernard Edwards. That's his dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
So yeah, he got it on us. So that was like the first, one of the first tracks that I got to write and kind of had to arrange it and figure that out, figure out the true format. I had some experience with a guy from church who would feed me tracks.
Yeah.
You know, prior to that, I think as early as 13, 14, we were in the church youth group together. But now here with this group, that happened and it was like, who can write the best song? And it turns out I wrote the best song. And so we did that a couple times and I ended up kind of writing the songs that we performed.
Yeah.
So now fast forward, and I got to sit and like, that was also my first time like producing vocals for the So I produced my own vocals and I had to, for the other girls. I was arranging it, I was creating the harmonies, I was like formatting the songs. So now I was in that group from 14 to, I think I just turned 18 when we disbanded. So fast forwarding to Dent. Now I come to Dent initially as a songwriter.
Okay.
Because now my whistle's wet. Like I'm like, I like that part.
I like songwriting.
I like
Yeah,
that.
songs.
I wanted to be an artist. Trust, I did. But I truly enjoyed that. And I was in school and I think I just saw that as much easier than performing and
Yeah.
you know, I was like, well, I could be
relate, yeah.
behind the scenes and still get to class. You know what I mean? I'm in control of my schedule. Yes, get the money. I got to pay my parents back. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
100%. 100%.
So that I think was that was my initial idea of getting with Dent. But then here we go again. Dent's like, I want to form a group around you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that again.
Now, was this post you guys that started doing demos and was he trying to sell some of your records initially, or was this like the very first thing he said to you?
Ooh, we had already begun the process. We were starting to, I was still kind of learning, like he was kind of mentoring me and taking me, I was still, you know, getting the hang of it. So there would be writers that would come through and I would just kind of be more a fly on the wall.
Okay.
I wouldn't contribute as much as I wanted to. I was just kind of there to watch, like Deborah Killings and, you know.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Great
Pooh
Debbie.
Bear.
Names.
Pooh Bear.
Names she's saying right now.
Yeah.
It's also how I met this guy.
Yeah.
Around this time. But yeah, I was still learning. So I was writing, we were kind of placing songs. I think in this process, I had already placed my first record on, her name was Michiko. It was the only English song on her fully Japanese. She was a Japanese artist.
Oh, wow.
And it was the only English song that made her album.
Oh, wow.
In whatever year this was. I was definitely in school, and I do believe it was before the group.
Wow.
Could she speak, random question, could she speak English or she just sang the song?
No. Her husband
Got it. Yeah.
could speak a little more than she could.
No. Michiko.
Did you work with her?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Her
Yeah.
husband.
Yes, was a producer.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's gonna. That's getting
Well,
ready to
he's the
drive
only
me
one that
crazy.
would
Yes.
cut her vocals.
So
Okay.
what's funny is through Michiko, through that project and her husband,
Okay.
that's how I got the Gospelers.
What?
So the group, there's a Japanese group called the Gospelers.
Oh.
Right? And There was a guy. What's his name? There was a guy down
It's something
here.
that starts with a T. Her husband's name starts with a T.
I'm trying to remember the guy that
This is
connected
getting
me.
ready to fucking.
There was a guy that connected me
Michiko
with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then through them, I met the Gospelers, and there was a lady named Brenda Vaughn, who I met, and that's how me and JQ did the Gospelers.
Shut up.
Exactly.
So those were, okay.
All that, it was a lot
Yeah.
of, it was random Japanese artists coming to Atlanta.
Through. It couldn't have been that many.
No, I'm telling you,
It was? Okay.
Because Dallas,
It was a lot.
because it was a lot of people was coming to rock with Dallas. So this is when Dallas was doing a lot of international shit.
Okay.
And it would get here.
Fresh off the TLC moments and all that. Okay.
And it would get here, and Dallas wouldn't really have time for them because Dallas had so many things he was doing. So then, whoever this middle person, I think his name was Ricky. I can't remember his name, but it was this middle person.
You think about somebody else, because Michiko's husband was definitely a Japanese guy.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the guy.
And it was definitely a Japanese name.
No, I'm saying the guy who introduced me to them.
Takura!
Motherfucking
Yes!
That's his
I
name.
said it was something to start with a T.
That's his
Yes!
name.
Y'all are
That's his name.
good.
I said,
That's his name.
Takura.
Takura.
That's his name.
Ricky was the guy who introduced me to Takura.
Okay. So Ricky was the
Ricky
liaison.
was like the middle guy that introduced me to
Takura. That's
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I met.
absolutely his name.
That's how I met. That's crazy.
That was my first time having green tea randomly, and I hated it. I love it now.
wow.
Of course you love it now.
But he fed me, he gave me this freaking grass in a cup.
Back then it did taste
He was like, you want
grass.
some
What
tea?
the hell is it?
Yeah, it did. It wasn't matcha.
Dang. Takura and I did a record together. I needed that shit. We might need to recycle that. Takura, if
Yeah.
you're out there, holla at me. He showed me around when I went to Tokyo.
Really?
That's
Aw.
man,
No,
Takura
Takura.
and Michiko.
Takura,
Yep.
man.
That's
Small world.
Small world.
Because we
Atlanta.
didn't really know each other.
I didn't know you at all at that point.
Y'all knew each other though,
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we knew each other. I met Keri.
I met Keri Hilson through you.
I met
Really?
Keri as
Yes.
an engineer. She was engineering sessions. We went to go work. We had ATL, I believe.
You were executive producer at ATL.
Yeah.
I remember I was at Stankonia,
Yeah.
and you called me. You was like, yo, man, I got this girl that I'm
There's
that
this
I'm
young
into.
lady over at Dent. Like, Dent has this young lady.
I'm gonna bring her over to Stankonia.
Yeah.
I want to know, what was your, tell me, because I never heard this. What was your first occurrence of Keri?
I said you were running the board.
Okay.
And you were also vocally producing it, and I was like, remember, like, oh, okay. Like, okay, so she run the board. I was like, oh, you know that, you get this singer's ear.
Yeah,
you know,
singer's ear.
a singer. So you're like, oh,
Yeah, she hitting it. What's going on?
I heard a note over there. I heard a voice.
Yeah, I heard a voice.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Y'all are so sweet.
And then I think we got to talking, and I forget what record we were working on, but I think it was Dent who was like, no, but she writes, and Dent was bigging you up, and rightfully so. And I think just from that session and us getting to talking, I'm like, okay, we need to try her. Like, she should come through when because I had access to the producers.
Yeah.
Right. I always tell people when people come up to me and like, what should I do to get started?
Yeah.
I always say, man, find someone who needs what you do the way that you need what they do, right?
I say the exact same thing. It's a synonymous relationship. Both of you need songwriters, need producers, producers need songwriters.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and so we, it was Brian and Teddy and Jazzy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we had rooms at Stankonia, we had rooms at DARP.
Yeah.
And it's just me and the twins at the time. We were the only ones, I think, writing for the noontime producers.
You were.
Okay.
Come remember, I had the room at my crib. When I had the crib in Buckhead, when I had the upstairs.
Absolutely.
So we had Stankonia, Jazzy was at DARP.
Okay.
And then I had my apartment. And you would come to my apartment, and I remember I was at Stankonia, I'll never forget it. You called me, it was like, yo, man, it's this girl, man, you need to meet her. She's, and he was like, yo, she is in this group and da-da-da-da.
Oh, so I was in the group by that point.
You were at
Okay.
you were in the group at that point.
I think he was kind of quick early with it. To answer your question, I think he was kind of early. Like, hold on.
Yeah, he was like, Dent, this group and whatever. And I remember talking to Dent, and then you brought her to Stank Home.
I was like, who? Yeah, the group is cool, but the girl that's in the group, she can write. She the one. She can write.
Yeah,
she can
I remember
sing.
that.
She,
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's how.
Wow.
And we did. There was a track that we worked on for ATL.
The one?
Yes, you're the one.
Yes, I remember that
The one.
song.
Did you produce that?
I didn't produce that song.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Me and Johnta were like, they would always bring us projects, and Johnta was like the executive producer at ATL, and they put me on with him as a co-executive producer.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how I would hear all these songs.
Okay.
Because me and Johnta would meet about the songs. And
Flash did that.
Flash
produced.
What's my
that
man?
record.
My man that was with
Flash,
Flash. He produced Co-Ed too. Flash and oh my God, I forgot. Noon.
It'll come to us. French, come on, you good with the names today?
Right.
Come on.
Who was the guy that was with
You're batting
Flash?
100 right now.
It was another guy. It was oh my God.
That's a Chris Hicks question.
That's a Chris Hicks question.
That's definitely a Chris Hicks question.
But
Chris
yeah,
don't know.
it was, because remember, it was two of them. It was Flash was the drums, and this guy was the key guy.
Wait.
He did Roll With Me, he did all the Co-Ed shit.
Oh, I loved Roll With Me. I loved Co-Ed. Oh,
Damn.
I know who
What's
you're
his
talking.
name? Carl and Flash.
Carl.
Flash.
Yep.
That's exactly who it is.
Carl and Flash.
Yep.
We getting it today, y'all. We
We
gonna
getting
get
it
to the
today.
history.
As soon as you said co-ed, I was like, wait
Carl
a minute.
and Flash. And
Yeah.
Jeff was the writer. He was in Co-Ed.
Jeff,
Dark-skinned
yes.
Jeffrey.
He was cold, too.
Cold.
He
Jeff's
was cold.
cold.
I wonder what he's doing now.
You're right.
I haven't
I've seen
him.
Jeff recently.
Oh, I haven't seen him in so
He's
long.
doing okay. I've seen Jeff recently.
Okay, good.
He's doing okay.
So
Wow.
that was the record. It was a Flash. Flash produced it. We had Introducing Keri Lynn.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say.
Keri Lynn.
Thank you for that. That
Keri
was like,
Lynn.
Keri Lynn.
let me
No,
tell you,
I
how many
still-
times
hold on,
I
hold on.
played that part?
I still
like,
call her
introduce-
Lynn. That's all I'll be like
Lynn.
Lynn. I'll text her
Keri
like
Lynn.
Lynn.
You do.
That's my dog.
And he was the only person
Keri Lynn.
to say my full name everywhere we went. He's
Keri
like,
Lynn Hilson.
Keri Lynn,
Keri
baby.
Lynn.
What's up,
Yo,
baby?
so he became my first, you became my first real, I don't even know if you knew, I think you knew. You were mentoring me.
No,
you know
that's
what
the
I
way
mean?
he introduced me. He was like, yo,
yeah.
this girl
Yeah.
I'm mentoring.
It was very-
Keri Hilson. I was like, boom.
It was
bring
very,
over.
I'm under his wings.
Yeah, I was the whole.
I'm just here.
man.
And I learned from the best.
Oh.
It was like such an honor, just such an honor. You brought me in on the Ruben Stutter.
We did a record for Ruben
You
Stutter.
literally
Yeah.
were, you didn't need me, but I was so grateful that you allowed me to be that fly and just watch you do your thing, because it added tools to my toolbox.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
I needed you,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I
No,
think
we
for-
definitely-
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No,
You
perspective
didn't.
is so
I might have
important.
given you a little extra something.
But no,
a
but-
little something.
Keri, understand for us, perspective is always important. Right?
What do you mean by that?
A feminine perspective.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So for us, it's always, especially because we write for so many, women artists.
Yeah.
We produce women artists.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of women
Especially
in that
then.
space.
Especially
back
then.
Especially
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
had Missy.
Yeah.
You had Andrea Martin. You had a
Yes.
few people.
Yes.
But it wasn't a lot of women in the space.
Okay.
Right? So when we meet somebody like you, and we're like, oh, I want that perspective.
Absolutely.
I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, and it's not just melodic, it's really from a, what do you think? How do you think?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So for us, it's always like you said, you were necessary. You always were necessary, because for us, it's always about people like you, people like Candace Nelson, and people like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like that perspective.
Makiba
is
Riddick, like so many,
100% what we need.
Because this is that time before this was pre-Cristal.
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
Before,
yes.
Cristal wasn't
Yeah.
around.
Cristal
No,
wasn't
when it came to
around.
female writers, I remember Little Mo was killing it.
Yeah.
Lil Mo was Lil Mo
Before
was
she
with
came
me.
out.
Yeah.
Lil Mo was with me.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I took Lil Mo to JD. We did
Yeah.
Shantae Moore.
Oh, okay.
Lil Mo was with me.
So I heard of her, Deborah Killings. There were a couple here that would be here.
Yeah.
And I remember it's probably your tracks, maybe. You
No,
were,
Lil Mo
did she
was
ever
coming
work
to-
with Focus too?
She worked with
feel
Focus,
like I
but
heard-
Lil Mo was literally, Mo would come to Atlanta and literally just sit at noontime.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Like literally,
She was
sit
cold.
there and she would,
Still is.
And what's interesting about it, I think back to that time, Johnny, what's interesting about with Mo, how I became close with Mo, was because Mo was just kind of like there. And a lot of the, like, you know, Teddy had you. Jazzy was kind of moving around.
Teddy Bishop.
Bishop. Jazzy always had different people, and Jazzy wrote himself.
Absolutely.
Right?
Okay.
So
she was like twiddling her thumbs
she
a
was
little
twiddling
bit.
her thumbs a little
like,
bit, and
what we doing?
what happened
Okay.
was in between, and I was working with the twins.
Yeah.
But the twins would always have to go off and do like promo tour.
Yeah.
Because they were a group also.
Yeah.
So Jagged Edge would go off and do whatever. That's how Creep In happened, because they had the hook and they didn't finish it, and I needed Johnta to finish it. In those middle moments, Mo would be there. And me and Mo would just be talking shit and, you know, whatever, and be like, oh, well, let me get that track. And then Mo would, I remember the first day, I was like, yo. I mean, I always knew Mo was dope, but it was like to hear like her process. I was like, oh, wait a second.
She cuts through.
Wait a minute.
She cuts
You know what I mean?
And she can sing her ass off.
And she can sing her ass off.
So my Marvin group, the first group by design, we sang one or two songs, one for sure, performed songs that Little Mo wrote. Yes.
Okay.
So
That might
like
have been-
I got to
that
hear
might have
a
been on
lot
one
of
of my
her
tracks,
early
yo.
voice.
Because
Probably.
me and Mo was like locked.
Did you ever hear about us performing your records?
Yeah, it was
Or
locked.
was it,
I never.
did we steal them? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But of course, Marvin, you know, Marvin was always connected with us in different kind of ways. So
Yeah, marvelous.
Marvelous. I talked to Marvin last week.
Okay,
Marvin has been, he's connected with us in, you know, in
we might
a
have
lot of ways. So it could have happened.
It probably was.
Yeah, no,
I just remember having early awarenesses of other female writers, kind of at the time when I was learning that was even a profession, for real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't really know. You never really think as a consumer who's writing the songs until you start. Now, everybody knows. All the kids know. There's songwriters, there's you know.
Right.
You don't think about that when, and even as around 14, I didn't really know that. I came to learn that through the successful female writers that we had. So I'm grateful to people that didn't even know they were touching young Keri when they were.
Wow.
Like her. Yeah.
I love that. I have a question about when you're writing for people in those early days, how did you adapt to the different personalities of the artists, the artistry of the artists, and like kind of zeroing in, okay, they need this.
Yeah.
You know, this is for them. Okay, I got to pull back here. I can't. You know, especially for someone like yourself,
who's an artist,
whose demos are here.
Oh, I learned that the hard way.
Right, and then you might be working with an artist who's you know who can't necessarily
ability or range or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How did you navigate that in those times?
That was a learning curve for me because I thought you give it all. You need to make this sound like it is on the radio. You know what I mean? And my influences were very R&B. Y'all's early freaking Jagged Edge album, and like for some reason I was really inspired by male artists' voice, probably because my tone is lower, you know? But I remember doing demos and just going for it. Like early, just young songwriter, new songwriter stuff. And I was going for ad-lib tracks and, you know, going crazy. And probably in the back of my mind, like, because somebody one day at some point is gonna hear this, you know? Probably in the back of my mind, I kind of lost sight of what I was here to do, but also just green, didn't really know. But I remember getting that message, hearing that, you hear it one too many times, you're like, oh, okay, I gotta back up because it makes it too niche, it makes it too me. And then I would hear like A&Rs would tell me, well, who's doing that? Who's doing all that?
One of the most
and it would hurt my feelings.
One of the most important lessons I learned was that, right? I remember working with Tank. This is when Tank was at Noontime working with us.
I forgot.
And Tank would demo these songs. And Tank is such a phenomenal...
Tank is Tank, yeah.
Tank is Tank, right? So then I remember we did a song. Me and Tank and Donnie did a song for Eric Benet. I was going to play for Eric Benet. Jermaine was in the studio. Eric Benet. I said, yo, let me give a couple songs for you. And I remember we came up with a few songs. I went to the studio to play the shit for Eric Benet and Jermaine. And I remember Eric Benet looked at me after I played the 3 Tank demos and was like, what I'm gonna do?
Which is telling, because by the way, Eric Benet is a singing ass nigga.
He can sing.
By the way,
And he's got range.
By the way,
Yeah.
Eric
Yeah.
Benet ain't no slouch.
This is true.
It's FYI,
He's a
right?
beast.
That
Yeah.
nigga can sing.
Eric
Yeah.
Benet said, D-Cox, what am I gonna do with this? Like, he did it. He did everything.
Yeah.
And I remember, I was like, shit. You understand, like, in those moments, right? I'm working with you. I'm working with Brian and Brandon Casey. But the most records that I'm getting placed are records I'm writing with Jermaine.
Right.
Right? And it's either him singing the demo or it's me singing the demo. Right? Anyway, I mean, whatever. I'm okay. Jermaine's not a singer at all. Okay?
I beg to differ.
Jermaine's not a singer at all.
He gets his point across
Right.
so well.
But you know, but I'm saying from my perspective,
Yeah.
in that moment,
Oh, okay, yeah.
like when we wrote Let's Get Married, I'll never forget it, because I was not prepared. I'm sitting at the keyboard, I'm coming up with the chord progression, I'm just trying to amend my thing.
I can hear you.
And this is at we're at the house. We're in College Park. He's just pacing the studio while I'm playing. I'm like, yo, what do you think about this? He's like, okay, that. And I'm like, what do you think about this? So I come up with the progression. I'm just playing it over. I'm not even programming it. I'm just playing it over and over and over. And he's like walking back and forth. He's like, and so I'm like, because at this point, I had never experienced that. I never heard him write. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, hey,
Hey,
you
yo.
okay? What's going on?
Hey.
What's going on, dog?
Hey,
What's going on?
Everything all right? Hey.
And literally watching him come up with the actual, he wrote the hook. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? He's like, keep playing.
Right.
Playing.
Shut up. I'm right.
And he comes up with the fucking hook, and I'm like, and he's but he's like, and it's like whatever he's hearing, I'm not hearing.
Oh, got
Whatever's
it.
in his head.
Okay.
And I learned something that night when he came up with the hook, and I was clowning him. We was joning. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Right? Came up with the hook, and he was like, nah, fuck you. When they come here and they sing the shit, you're gonna hear it.
Okay.
But I didn't know that Jagged. See, Jagged already knew.
Okay.
They knew it.
They
did a
knew.
whole album
Okay.
brand before, so they already knew.
Got it.
Jermaine,
Fuck you. When they come
Right.
here, they only hear it. Fuck you.
But then I realized when Jagged came and sang it,
Yeah.
everything
Came
I realized
alive.
Everything. I realized that he wrote Usher. Because you got to saying, you know, when you don't know the DNA of records, right? If you just know, okay, before I get in the music business, there's Jermaine Dupri, there's Dr. Dre, there's Puff, there's, whoever, right? And there's all these people under, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes, like, granted, at the time, I am leaning to, to Puff. I'm leaning to Chucky. I'm leaning to Stevie J. I'm leaning to, you know what I mean? J-Dub. I'm leaning to the musician, Faith. I'm leaning to the people who are the creatives under whatever Puff has, right? So when I'm working with JD, I'm in a space where I'm like, he's the same. He's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that moment, I realized, no. Jermaine's not the same. Jermaine is the writer. He's the guy. He's not the guy delegating. He's actually the guy
Doing the work, yeah.
creating.
Yeah.
Right? So I realized at that moment, when that happened, I was like, I was like, oh my God, you make me wanna, nice and slow. I just, cause
Always
just
be my
kicking it.
baby.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's actually the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
You know what I mean? Like it really fucked me up when I realized that, well, let's get married. I was like, oh no. This guy is the guy.
He really
He's
could
not,
be
he's not,
100%er.
he's the guy that's
Yeah.
actually
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I get it. And when he was like, yo, fuck you, when they get here,
You'll see.
you'll see. And when Brian and Brandon got there and nobody was laughing, they listened to what he's saying.
You
So
saw.
I was laughing. But nobody was like, oh, bet. And Brian specifically, because Brian and Jermaine have they have a thing. Like they have a understanding how they write, how they whatever. Brian heard and was like, oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna, okay, cool. Give me the words. Give me the, okay, cool. Brian went and did whatever, and then Brandon was like, okay, boom. And then Brandon comes with, first of all, know these so-called play. You know what I mean? Like, then it becomes that. And it's like, I'm watching this shit in real time. Like,
So you saw an example of
oh,
someone.
shit.
You saw someone who left room for, and I think what I used to forget is that an artist wants to feel like the hero in that session. They don't want to feel like the underdog. They want to feel like they came in and did your shit up.
Right.
And made it come alive. They don't want to feel like they're inadequate. So
which is
you
why-
saw that in real time, which is why, yeah.
Which is why that worked, and which is why Usher and Jermaine work. Why it works so well.
It leaves room for
Because-
someone to paint their
Right,
own colors.
right.
Yeah. I mean, I
Usher's in there like,
Yeah.
listen,
I got it.
Like, I'm gonna make that better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably biased, but I'm on the record as saying I think male-wise, Usher is the greatest deliverer of records.
Deliver a record?
He's the
Yeah.
greatest vehicle.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anyone that can
ridiculous.
rival.
Yeah.
When that voice gets on that track,
yeah.
you're like, fuck, this is Usher.
Say, fucking
Like that's Usher saying that right there. Yeah.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
that's-
I definitely agree. It's a
But now-
difference.
so a question for when you're working with someone like a Britney Spears versus, Chris Brown in the early days.
Yeah.
What is that like? Because by the time you get to Britney and you write a smash, but Britney is already 2 diamond records to the good, right? What is that like? Because I know for me, I think about that, Mariah versus Chris, but I would love to hear your perspective on working with a well-established artist and being able to pin a hit, a smash for them, versus the process of working with a new artist like Chris and where Chris was at that time.
It's like 12 years old. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a little kid.
What is that like?
I just remember there are some sessions that felt like wide-eyed. I'm like, fuck. I gotta deliver. There was pressure going in. There were certain sessions that felt like that, and there were certain sessions where it's like, there's no pressure at all. So that would be the difference from like a J-Lo or a Britney or a, some of the writing for Toni Braxton and just even the difference, Mary and Usher and whatever, all the established ones. And like a young Chris Brown, who this is his first project ever. I'm not saying, because every time I go in, it's like I'm stepping on a court,
Right.
Every time I'm going in, I'm like, I'm here to shoot.
We're gonna get this shit going.
Let's-
Shoot, baby.
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or
Shoot or
shoot.
shoot.
Shoot or shoot,
but
big shot. Shawty, you feel me? I feel you.
Okay, but the intimidation factor would be the main difference. And it just required a level of focus, a level of intention, a level of preparation. Like when I'm writing for someone who's well known, I already come in with concepts. I would come in like, what do I believe? Where do I believe they are? I don't know them. We haven't even met yet.
Yeah.
What do I believe they feel? What do I believe they believe? And so I would just listen to their prior records, study their isms. We're talking days or weeks if I had that much preparation time. Like I would study and try to imagine and envision, and then the conversation that we have, like, you know, and they're looking at me, I was young, like I was, you know, and probably kind of green. I knew Pro Tools, I knew how to run a session, yes, but they're still like, but who are you really, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
The question mark is always like,
yeah,
I get it.
like you gotta prove yourself. So you wanna come in there like with some knowing. And I think that to me was really just that was the difference, is preparation. But when you're working with a Chris Brown early, when we did Young Love, that was, it's just more free. I don't know how else to describe that. Like,
Are you more proud of those placements and those, you know, connections than I know for me, I always say Chris is special to me. Tyrese is special to me because, you know, cool. We Belong Together is cool. Mariah had records. Mariah had them records before we ever walked through the door.
Mariah's Mariah, bro.
Yeah.
Mariah is Mariah. But for someone like a Chris Brown to give him those records and be a part of his introduction to the world,
yeah,
for me, that holds a special place. I don't know if
it's the same.
Okay,
It's the
okay,
same. These are career defining records. And you get to be in the driver's seat. Whereas when you're working with an artist who's already established, you're kind of in the trunk.
Exactly.
You're like, all I gotta do is keep this thing going.
I think ultimately, like, and I agree. Like, we talk about this a lot. You know what I mean? I think that for me, the most important moments in my life or my career is moments like that. Moments like the Chris Brown moment.
Yeah.
Moments like even like a Money Long, right?
Yeah.
You know, like moments like that.
Yes.
Cause cool. Even when I got to work with Usher, right? You know, 8701. I mean, Usher is already
He 5 million to the good with My Way. Like
he's 7 million sold.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of it's.
You know
I don't
what I mean?
want
It's like,
I don't want to undermine your greatness and the levels that you brought him to, because it definitely went up, right? But there is a cheat code,
He's 7
because
million.
you knew his voice,
Right.
You knew you had visuals of him, you had images of what he is on and how well he moves and
I always tell people.
And new artists, you don't got none. You're like,
nothing.
Can
Nothing,
the
right.
dance?
You don't have a blueprint for
Can he
it.
dance?
I always
Can he,
tell
like,
people that Usher Raymond was the artist I wanted to work with, right? Like, we never were in a, even when I came to Noontime and we started working together and we started working with all these artists, you know what I mean? There's only been 2 times I was like starstruck, right? Usher Raymond and Aaliyah. Were the only 2 times I was like tripping, like, yo. Like, Aaliyah, I was tripping. We was in New York, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Calm down, nigga, calm down.
And I remember there was a moment, right? Because remember, we was working, and then I left. Because remember, I had a friend that lived in New York. She had here. I left, and I came back. You, Aaliyah, and Teddy was in the lounge, and I came back, walked in the lounge. He was like, you back, huh?
And she chimed in.
Aaliyah was like, word. Where you coming from? Where a friend, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all always,
She's like, yeah, a friend, word.
people always be thinking they slick. You always have them ones, you're out of town on a session and somebody leaves. You're just like, why do they always think they slick?
And my thing is too, just because I'm
going to see my cousin.
My friend at
Going to have lunch with my aunt.
NYU. Yeah, she's from Houston. She was at NYU.
Yeah, she was.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to see my homegirl. And you was like, word. And Leah was like, word.
Yeah, you know, baby,
Extra stories.
I'm glad I got to see you, man. I was over there with Aaliyah, and I just had to get.
Yeah.
I know you said that.
Oh, absolutely.
I just
What?
left
Are you
Aaliyah.
crazy?
I left Aaliyah to come see you.
99, nigga, yes, nigga, I was in Aaliyah. You know, we working.
I
We working.
can't. Right.
Yeah, come on
Me
in.
and Leah.
She felt great about that.
I went right to them dormitories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, but that's the. But you're right. Being in those sessions of established versus new,
Yeah, it's different.
there's something special about the new.
Yeah.
And I've
Being
always,
a part of that.
and we've
Yeah.
always been that, right? We've
And being
always,
able to create that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like, because I think about Chris, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think about when, Tina called me. So I was already with, I did the song with Mark
Yeah.
at Jive. And I remember Tina called me and was like, yo, Tina Davis was like, hey, yo, we just did this deal, this kid, boom, boom. And I was like, okay, cool. I've been hearing about this kid. Because Def Jam was trying to sign. Tina was at Def Jam, and then I thought they had signed a Def Jam, and it didn't happen. And they ended up doing it to a Jive. And I was like, yeah, send that shit. He's coming to Atlanta? Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get a few days with him. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when he walked in the room, this tall, lanky-ass kid.
12, right? 11, 12?
No, he might have been
13
like
maybe
13
at that
at the
point.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, the two people I met when they were like that young. Chris is one of them. Trey is another one. Trey was like 15 when I met him. Trey was young,
Yeah.
braids, just, you know what I mean? Both from Virginia. I remember being like, yo, what's in Virginia? I remember
Yeah, what's
being
in the
like,
world?
Who's going to
Yeah.
get these artists in Virginia?
yeah, I remember being like, when I met Chris first and I met Trey,
Okay.
Troy was like, yo, I want you to work with my guy Trey. And I remember meeting Trey and I was like, yo, what's up in Virginia? You know what I mean? With these kids. And I remember, man, Chris was an overgrown,
He was tall.
13 years old, tall, overgrown, lanky ass kid.
Yeah. Couldn't stay still.
Couldn't stay still for
dancing.
Dog.
Just
Flipping. I remember
This
I
nigga
worked
would not
at
stand still for nothing, bro.
we worked at the Edmonds building, and my first memory of him was him like doing. His mom was standing there, and he's doing flips in the parking deck of the Edmonds building.
Because he just couldn't
I
stay
didn't know
still.
this is who we were here to work with. This was my
Yeah.
first time meeting. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
what is this? Then we go inside. I'm like, oh, this old little sweaty kid
That
flipping
nigga
and dancing
could
all
not
around.
stand still.
Could not stand still. Omarion
it.
has that too.
Omarion
Omarion
Jesus
got that.
Christ.
They cannot stand still.
Jesus, yo, I'm in the studio with Marion. I'm like, bro, sit
down.
He's literally,
your ass down.
he's
What the hell
literally
is
all
going on?
around.
This nigga is dancing.
The two of them.
And then you get them two niggas in the studio together when it was kids. They battling. I'm like, yo, what is going on, yo?
Having a dance off.
Y'all little niggas is crazy.
For real.
What a
real.
time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a time.
Lots of time.
New artists and crafting a sound.
Yeah.
The Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that session. Yeah.
Those sessions, yes.
Because and now at this point, you're already, you're in the Interscope system. You and Polo and
Timbaland.
And Timbaland.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and now this group is being put together. What are those sessions like because that was a group that was put together, right?
Yes.
That's not a group that
Yes.
was they weren't
They were a concept, yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
concept. Because
Yeah.
there was already an idea before.
In
Got
Vegas. I don't believe they all were there.
Okay.
This is one of those groups where
Yeah, it's just Nicole and Melanie
Nicole.
probably.
I think it was just Nicole.
It might have been just Nicole probably. I mean, I know the session I had with them, it was Nicole and Melody.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
you're right.
didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe they were there when we first began, because I did several sessions I spent a lot of my time. And Nicole and I became like really tight because of these sessions.
Yeah.
With Timbaland. And yeah, I'm trying to remember that particular song. What's funny is I actually remember doing the demo more than I remember the session because it was just,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just another day. I think
Yeah.
okay, we got today. We got Pussycat Dolls today. I think we did that in Miami at Hit Factory with Tim. I don't have a whole lot of awareness of that. But I loved working with her. She was really, really talented. Like,
Oh, Nicole Scherzinger is dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
She has more isms than people know. Well, they're starting to know now.
Yeah.
They're understanding that she's really extra talented now. But at that time, we didn't.
Yeah. We talk about Interscope, right? And we talk about that era. I remember, there's two things that I want to ask you about. Initially, because we all were early friends. And then I remember when you connected, properly connected with Donnie and properly connected with Polo.
Yeah.
And there was a thing. Do you remember that there was a thing that CSAC did for me that you performed at?
Yes.
It was that opera?
Yes, with Donnie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I do remember that.
CSAC had given me that. Atlanta had given me this day.
And
And CSAC
an award.
was had sponsored this thing, and Keri was the performer of this thing.
Well, I was performing with Donnie as
State of Emergency.
State of Emergency. Exactly. You remember the name. So we started.
I remember that.
Yeah, we were doing
Because you were there, everybody was there.
Yeah.
Newey was there. It was a whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Yeah.
So that was fresh out of the group.
You were, yep.
Fresh out of the group. And I was like, here I go again.
In another group.
You know what I mean? Or I guess it was more like a band, and I was the lead singer of this band.
Yeah.
And that was our first performance. But that happened kind of on accident. Donnie and I just clicked in the studio. Initially, he was just someone I would pass often and talk with at, I think, Hitco.
No, it was
Zach's. Before Hitco, right? Yeah. So it was at Zach's, and I would pass his room, and I think I was working with No, I might not have been working with Polo like that anymore.
Donnie and Polo were a team.
A team. Oh, right. So
So Zone 4 initially was Donnie and Polo.
I did not know that.
I don't think I remember that either. I know that they worked a lot together around those times.
Granted, those are both my guys, so it's whatever, right? But the story goes that Donnie and Polo just created Zone 4 together. Donnie's on all the original paperwork of Zone 4 Inc. He's a co-founder.
I did not know that.
Right?
No.
Because Donnie had the room. Donnie's the one that had the room at Zach's.
Okay.
And then Polo came, and they became a thing.
Okay.
Right? And the way that I got it was because I met Rich Boy. Polo brought Rich Boy to Doppler to meet me. He's yo, I got this nigga from so. He produced, he write, boom, boom, and he played me a couple of Rich Boy. I was yo, this nigga's fire. So Polo was supposed to do the hip hop. Donnie was supposed to do that's what it was initially.
He was, okay.
What was supposed to happen, right? So when Donnie was yo, we're gonna do I want to work with Keri, and I was yo, I know her through Johnny and this, that, and that, whatever. I was yo, you should absolutely do that. You know what I mean? He was I'm gonna do this group called State of Emergency, and I will put her. He had a whole thing.
Yeah, I think he already had the idea because Nas was his first lead singer.
Yes.
And I don't know what happened with that.
It kind of fell apart.
I just remember they had cut some records and it fell apart, and I was coming in, but
Donnie and Polo were partners.
Did not know that.
That's how the whole thing started.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then it just kind of through Polo's a very domineering personality. So, and Donnie's not. You know what I mean? So I think that what happened was, that kind of just basically phased itself out in regards to that, right? And DJ, enter DJ.
Okay.
And then I think that's kind of where...
Is that when
the break happened?
So Polo had the big room and then Donnie had the middle room? That's when that happened. Okay. So I guess I was coming to work with Polo occasionally, and I would end up in Donnie's... My session would be over, and I'd be like, man, I would hear this because he was playing
fire.
Donnie's
amazing.
And it was live. It was live instrumentation. Yeah. He'd be adding drums or whatever, and it just had these...
Donnie plays by nature. That's his thing.
So I would hear these and that perked my ears up because we have influences in R&B world, and that was just a new because I also liked Fifi Dobson and what's the girl? I'm With You. I'm with you. Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne. Boom.
I went to Emory, so I'm like now being introduced to certain,
That's right, you did go to
other
Emory,
things.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So I
Casual name drop of a prestigious university.
Emory University.
Emory
Casual
University.
too, by the way, I went Emory. Like casual.
That was over at Emory.
I'm only saying that to say I started to be introduced to Stain and all these other like alternative things, rock music and stuff like that. So his isms, like, and I know he did R&B. I know he did some of the Get Gone and.
Well, he worked with. He was Ideal's. He was Ideal's musical director.
Oh.
Do you understand? So I always tell people.
So he really comes from the live musician side.
Yeah,
He did I Don't Wanna.
Yeah, he did I Don't Wanna for Aaliyah.
Okay.
How
I thought y'all did Get Gone together. No,
I did Get Gone by myself.
By yourself, my bad.
But how Ideal got to me.
Okay.
Right? You understand? Me and Donnie grew up together, right? And then we find out later in life that we're actually related,
yeah.
right? But we grew up together, right? Donnie, when I went to PVA, the high school from visual arts, this is the famous high school in Houston that, me, Donnie, Robert Glasper, we all went to this school. And my first introduction to Donnie when I got to the school, I was in 10th grade, Donnie was in 12th grade. We met. And Donnie was already producing. Chris Dave, who was, he had graduated a year before I got there. Chris Dave was already playing for Mint Condition. So there's this folklore of Chris Dave when I get to the school. Chris Dave is already like a legend.
Yeah, he's gigging.
Right?
Heavy.
And Mint Condition is putting out, not the Mint Factory, album after Mint Factory. It's the album with like What Kind of Man I Would Be. Like it's that album, right?
Oh yeah.
And there's a rehearsal tape that's basically moving around Houston. Because Chris Davis from Houston and plays all the churches, so all the people are catching like this rehearsal tape and dubbing the tape. Everybody's getting a copy of this Mint Condition tape before it comes out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Donnie was like the middle person because him and Chris were so close.
Okay.
That he was like the person that connected the dots for us and Chris Dave at the school. You know what I mean?
Got it.
He was about to graduate. Chris had already graduated. He was about to graduate. He was like the guy that connected the dots. And I always tell people, I'll always describe Donnie as your favorite producer's favorite producer, right? Because before I was producing, for real, Donnie was the producer. He was the guy that showed me my first ASR 10. He's the guy that introduced me to Craig Robinson, that drum keyboard guitar shop where I would go and learn. You know what I mean? Like, Donnie was always in the
Kind of like
mix
your first
of
producer
something.
mentor, it
You know
sounds
what I
like.
mean?
Okay.
And we were kids, you know what I mean? But he was always the guy that was like.
Okay.
So fast forward, noontime, Chris Hicks is like, yo, hey man, I'll put you in the studio with these guys, man. My homegirl, Carmonique. She's managing these guys. I'm like, Carmonique, what's the name of it? Because I recognized the name perked my head. I was like, so what's the name of the group? He was like, yeah, it's a group called Ideal. I was like, bro, I know those are my guys.
Yeah.
I called Donnie. Donnie's like, yeah, nigga, I just told Carmonique we coming down to work with you. You know what I mean? So that's why it was such a thing when they came. It was such a thing for me because it was like, oh, these are my guys. This is Donnie. Boom, boom. And that's in that first week of us being in Atlanta working, and my mom had came down. That's when we found out that
Y'all were related.
Wow.
That's how we found out we were related.
On the Bahamian side of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his dad and my mom were cousins.
Wow.
That's how we found out we was related.
I love that. So
You know what I'm saying?
what I loved about Donnie too is that he stretched me. Like I had to stretch. I didn't know anything about the tracks like that.
Yeah.
You know, live instrumentation and like it just felt and we still brought like I remember we sampled the Far Side. So there was still hip hop. ism, you know, and some I'm R&B true to the core. So like there were those isms, but it had that twist. And I actually think we would have been a really great group.
Yeah, no, it was dope. What y'all
yeah,
did
yeah.
was so dope that day, and I was like, yo, this is gonna be dope, right? And then, because it materialized, and then I remember, fast forward, I remember having a meeting with Jimmy. Right? This is before y'all figured out what was happening
where I was
with
going?
you. So
Okay.
before they had the single, before
Okay. Oh, I was signed there though.
you were
already.
signed,
Okay,
you were
okay.
signed. You were signed to Timberland and
Polo.
Polo, and they hadn't figured out. Y'all hadn't figured out.
Yeah, I was
what
shelved for 4
what,
years.
right? And I remember
I was sat down.
we did marry, right?
Yep.
And we were doing a few things with Jimmy at the time, and I went to go meet with him. Me and Chris went to go meet with him, and he was like, "Hey man, I saw you in a video the other day." And I was like, "What you talking about?" Because I thought he was talking about making the band. I was like, "You watching making the band?" He's like, "No. He said it was a music video." I was like, "A music video?" So I'm like lost. He was like, "Man, you were playing piano, and it was like motherfuckers dancing." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And and it hit me. I was like, "Oh, you're talking about Marcus Houston."
Okay.
Marcus Houston's Circle. He was like, "Yeah, man, I saw you in this video, man." And I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about the guy who's singing.
That's
But
funny.
Oh,
why are you
wow.
like, you stole the show. This is Jimmy,
Right.
you know.
Wow.
You stole the show. He was like, "I think you should do a band." This is Jimmy Iovine, me and Chris Hicks should do a band. I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "You should be the Black Fleetwood Mac."
Ooh.
I'll never forget this. And I was like, "Well, you tell me what your vision is." Right? He says, "You know what? We should get like you, Reese, because Reese was signed to Geffen,
Oh, Reese was cold, yes. I
And-
had her album.
Keri Hilson, and y'all should be the Black
Oh, wow.
Fleetwood Mac." This was Jimmy Iovine.
I would have been happy.
He said, "Y'all should be the Black Fleetwood Mac." And I was like, I love that idea, but I said, "Bro, I know Jamal. Polo will never go for this." I told Jimmy Iovine that. I said, Polo will never. I said, Timberland might, because Tim is super whatever.
Fluid, yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I said, I don't know Tim.
Yeah. But you know Polo, yeah.
I know Jamal Jones. I know him. We know each other from college. Like, I know him very well.
Yeah.
Did you
I
ever?
know his brother, Quavo.
Yeah.
I know them my people.
Did you ever bring that idea up to Polo?
Oh, Polo wasn't gonna do it. He said no. He said no.
You didn't bring it
Oh,
up
you
to
did
him?
bring it up to him.
No, Jimmy called him.
Jimmy called him.
And he said no.
That's so interesting.
He's like, nah.
And he said no.
First you're hearing about it.
Yes, first I'm
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
about
Jimmy
it.
called him and he
Fleetwood
was like,
Mac, that would have been
Black
so...
Fleetwood Mac. Hey,
Because it would have been so just funk. It would have been...
It's never too late.
And you
One.
understand, I was trying to introduce the state of emergency idea to that, because me and
Yeah.
Donnie were working together.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I already got a band. I said, I got Donnie, I got Jahi, I got Terrace, Terrace Martin, I had 1500. I already got the band.
Ooh.
This before 1500 was
Yeah.
anybody.
Wow.
I was like, I got the band already. Let's just do it. And he called Polo. I said, I'm not calling him. I said, you got to call him.
Yeah.
If I call him, he's going to say no. If you call him, he's going to have to consider it. Because you know.
That's interesting. So I was already signed. Because I was shelved. It was a
before,
whole 4
literally,
years.
it was a year before Turning Me On came out. Oh, wow. It was a year before.
Okay.
Because I remember when your song came out, and I was like, oh, they figured it out. I was like, oh, they figured it out. I was like, and I was like, that's why Polo said no. Like because it was like, it was so soon after. It was like almost like 9 to 12 months after. I was like,
it was
okay,
shaping up.
Polo knew what he was doing. I was like, they knew what they was doing. So when the single came out, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
That's interesting to me because while I was being shelved, I'm like impatient as hell. Like, what is happening?
So I have a question here, right?
Okay.
You're being shelved.
Yes.
How does the clutch happen?
Who was that?
Because that happened in the midst of that. Right?
I think I knew JQ prior. Prior to being signed, we worked a lot. I can't remember if we formed the clutch before I signed or not. I think we were already the Clutch before I signed.
Okay.
Maybe a short while. I gotta do the math. Run the dates. But I'm pretty sure that's part of what made me pull away. But then while I was shelved, I came right back and we
Y'all
did
a bunch
more
of things.
records.
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember, yeah.
yes. But for a while, like I moved to Miami for like 2 years.
I remember that.
I left school,
Emory.
left Emory.
Hey, you're right. Let me tell you what's interesting. It's so funny because we have such great history, and we know each other in a real way.
Yeah.
And I remember when you were in Miami, and I remember there was I remember who you were with during that period because we family. In that space. I remember you spent a lot of time in Bahamas and all those different things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit. I think back to those times, and I say to myself, like, damn, it didn't feel like it was that long of a time, but it actually was.
What, that relationship?
No. I'm saying just that period
time
of you
and-
being shelved.
Of me being shelved. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It
yeah.
didn't, you said 4 years. It didn't feel like that.
4 years. Well,
From my perspective, I know you were living it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
it
get
felt
it.
like
Yeah,
but I did not know they weren't sure about what to do with me.
No,
The
Jimmy told me
direction,
straight up. He was like, I didn't know. He was like, Bryan, I don't know what. He's like, I have 2 artists. I have no idea what I want to do with, and I don't want to drop them. It was Reese. Actually, it was 3 artists.
Thank you for not dropping me, Jimmy Iovine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It actually was.
Figured it out
It actually
in
was
a great
3
way.
artists.
Okay.
Because I ended up working with, and it's so funny, all of y'all were my friends.
Okay.
Reese was my friend.
Yeah.
You were my friend. And then Bilal was my friend. Bilal was
he was
like,
on Interscope?
Bilal was on Interscope.
I don't think I realized that.
So
Okay.
Bilal was on Interscope through a joint venture, right? And I met Bilal because Robert and Bilal were roommates at Robert Glasper and Bilal were roommates at the New School.
Okay.
So when I came to Atlanta and my first trip to New York, Rob was already in New York. The first person I met was Bilal. And Bilal was signed to Interscope, and he made a whole album, Firstborn Second, it came out, did whatever it did. But then Jimmy didn't know. After that, Jimmy was like, I still don't know where do we go from here, right? And Bilal was wild. Bilal was trying to get dropped, and he would go to Jimmy's office. He would just pop up at Jimmy's office and just like pop up.
Wild out.
And
Wild
be like,
out?
wild out. Like, I want to get, and then Jimmy would be like, but this is what I love about you. I'm not gonna drop you because I love you. And he's like, yo, I want to get on this fucking label, bro.
Wow.
And no, it's not happening. Jump on the desk, man. I love this. There were 3.
It was
those
us
were the 3 artists.
I'm none the wise. And you think about
that
putting
he will
a
always be
group
like-
together.
And I was like, yo, let's do
incredible.
it. Let's do the Black Fleetwood
I'm hurt
Mac.
a little bit, actually. I'm a little hurt.
Let's do it. And that was his
I like that idea. Though. I like that
Black
idea,
Fleetwood
but
Mac.
my feelings are hurt again because I was literally just trying to figure life out. I had the advance, I'm working, I'm writing. I did do a lot of dope placements during that time.
Yeah.
And I was grateful a little bit that I got another talent. Let me go do that. But I was mad, I was angered that I had to do that. I felt like it was kind of going backwards when
What came first? Did the Timbaland record come first or did your single come first? I can't remember.
Tim, The Way I Are came first.
So let me tell you what's interesting about that, right?
Okay.
I remember me and Bowie were in New York City. We went to Marquee. A slow night, Marquee was like dull, right?
Okay.
And I guess Timbaland, this is him putting out his record. They're starting promoting the record. It's a dull night. And MOS plays this fucking song. It's like maybe 30 people in the club. It's slow, it's nobody in the club, right? He plays this record and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this record? It's how it goes. And what the fuck is this? He's like, it's new Timbaland, Keri Hilson. I was like, wait. So I'm like, I know Keri. I'm like, yo, Keri ain't talking about this. What the fuck is this song? You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, I'm telling you, shit's gonna go crazy. And MOS like, I'm telling you, this song's gonna be a hit. This song's gonna be a hit. This is before Anybody before radio, before I kind of feel like Timbaland might have given it to MOS.
Wow.
Okay.
Directly.
Oh, okay.
And was like, play this record. Because nobody had heard this record. Like 3 months later, it was like
that was one of the ways that he saw to kind of give me the introduction to the world. It made it much easier to release a solo project after a colossal global smash like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was really grateful. But I also do remember, this takes me back to the time, I'm hurt. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like all that heartache. I remember Jimmy called my album Bubble Bath Music.
Bubble Bath? Your
My first album, he
Bath
called it
music.
Bubble Bath Music.
This is the same guy
So
that told me to
makes
my face, though, that he didn't like R&B, so I get it.
Yeah, well, but his favorite song was R. Kelly Intuition remix.
You're talking about Ignition.
Oh,
Ignition,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
But hold
Ignition
on,
remix.
No. That's different. That's different. R. Kelly Ignition is different than what he deemed as R&B
R&B,
music.
yeah. Slower tempo.
The nigga told me when he met me, when we did Be Without You and all this stuff happened, right? I hadn't met Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Johnta. I go. Chris is like, yo, Jimmy wants to meet you. We go. They had just built Tom Club across the street from the office.
From the offices, yeah.
I go to the studio. And I'm going to say this. I mean, no disrespect to my guy, but I'm just going to say this because I want people to understand, no disrespect how white people view us, okay? I walk into the studio. Jimmy's looking around. He's looking over me. Where's B. Cox? I'm like, yo, it's me right here. He's like, oh my God. You know what this nigga said to me?
Oh God.
He said, I thought that you would be fat.
What? Wait, did you ask him why?
I'm not going to say why, but we can allude to why he thought I was going to be. I was fat. I thought you were fat. I would never. He was, gosh, you're slim. That's what he said. Oh my God, you're so slim. That was the first thing he said to me. You make R&B music? You're so slim. Oh my God, I thought you would be fat.
Did all the R&B?
No,
was it a lot of?
Oh, there's no.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do it.
that's
But
not
you
bad.
know,
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm confused.
Because I don't want to say what he said.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yo, bro, like you can't put us all in the box like
slim.
that. He was like, oh my God, you're so slim. That's what he said to me. I was like, what do you mean? Oh my God, I thought you make R&B music. I thought you were fat, bro. I thought you were fat. And I'm looking at Chris like, yo, do you hear this nigga?
Thank you. No, I'm not.
I'm not fat, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to, tell me. He's like, oh my God, man, you make such good R&B music, man. I thought you were fat.
I thought you'd be fat.
Man, listen.
It's like, wow.
Bubble bath music.
Bubble bath music.
That was, yeah.
But
That's
now,
crazy.
It's not bubble bath music, and I know it wasn't that to you.
No.
But mentally, what was the? I always think about like the story and the narrative of what we're trying to tell. So, in a perfect world, no boys allowed. What was the mental headspace? Do you write from personal experience? Do you? What are you doing when you're
let's
writing?
get into
these?
it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's have some talk.
Yes. I mean,
Sometimes love knocks you down. Is that true?
You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
It's a mixture, especially during those times as a songwriter. I was so accustomed to having to write for others that it would be a mixture of both.
Okay.
Some were purely personal, like telling the truth. And even The Way I Are, it was about the relationship that I was in.
Yeah.
That was about
I know.
homeboy.
We ain't
You
gonna
know
say
what I
his
mean?
name, but that's,
So
I know who he is.
yes, there were a lot of the, and also I had to play a lot of politics. They called in a lot of people on my first project that I felt was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But they called in a lot of people, and I had to do a lot of favors, and we had to put things on the album that I think still to this day
And are you saying like
should
from
not have made
from a
it.
feature or from a producer perspective?
Both.
Okay.
But mostly producer, songwriter,
Okay.
yeah, mostly
Right.
on the creation side of things. Yeah,
Okay.
I felt like we were playing a lot of politics, and it wasn't necessary. We had Timbaland, we got Polo, we got me.
Y'all could've made
I
the
already
whole
brought
album.
in co-writers. When I was working with who I was working with, it was working.
Yeah.
I felt like a lot of unnecessary singles got put out, unnecessary songs made the album, and songs that truly told the fans who I am, songs that you could tell that I was emoting from a certain place, had to come off to play the political game.
So here's a question: do you feel like that first album is an incomplete story, or not quite the story that?
Yes,
wow,
not quite the latter where you were about to go. Not quite the story that I intended to come in telling.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Because now I had to think about I had to write with other people and and accept other songs. Some I didn't write. You know what I mean? There were a couple that it was like, we got this song, we think it's great, and I'd listen and I was like, I don't even like it. To this day, there's songs on my album, first two albums,
you're not really rocking with.
especially the first album, that I'm like, oh my God, I don't perform it.
You know what's
I don't want to hear it.
But it's so
I don't like
interesting.
when fans walk up to me saying that's their favorite song. I'd be like,
Oh man.
But it's so interesting because
Wow.
It's
because
like
how
this.
we know you, how we know you, we know you as a songwriter. So, but that's so interesting that you had
that
to
they're
go through
bringing
that.
songs in for
but it
an
was
amazing
all
songwriter, right?
It was all their writers.
Meanwhile, you're giving hits to
To
other artists.
I'm clearly
Wow.
I'm capable.
Crazy.
It kept happening, clearly I'm capable. That's not the issue, but it was pure politics. They want to get their roster complete.
Yeah.
My publisher published a lot of the same people as well. Like, it was just a lot of and especially when now Timbaland, I'm on that record.
Yeah.
I got some features going. I'm shooting video. I'm with Exhibit. I'm with there's a lot of features happening around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to bubble, and I think people started placing calls about my project. Hey, I want to work on that. And so the answer was always yes, but I'm like, we are done. I had 200-300 songs for that first album.
I remember that.
And I just felt it unnecessary. It still bothers me to this day.
Yeah, I mean, don't let it bother you.
It does.
But it's because as a creative, you know the story that you
Wanted to
to
say.
tell.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to tell
Yeah.
At the heart, we are storytellers. And so
Yeah.
when someone is fucking with your story.
Yes.
And it's
I'm like, I don't even believe that.
Right. You're
I don't
adding
even
a
think
scene
like
to
They
that.
don't fuck with your
That's
story.
not me. Yeah.
And not just
It's
once,
not-
they fuck with your story twice.
Yeah.
First two albums, they fuck with your story
Yeah.
twice.
Now the second
It's
one, I
like,
did have more creative control.
Okay.
I felt like I had proven myself by the second album.
I get it.
So I did have more control there. But still. And then two, single choices.
Okay.
Like, you're a new artist. Like, I had to really humble myself a lot of my first two albums because I was like, we know what we know. We know, you know that one. You know when you were even creating the melody to We Belong Together that this is that. We all know. And I had other records that felt more like something than these records. I have to just lay my vocals and maybe write the bridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to finish it because they want me to do this. They hear this for me, but it's not a jacket I feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of those.
Wow.
It was a lot of those for sure. Yeah.
Damn.
It's disheartening. So that's why I'm heartbroken over hearing,
Yeah.
even though it would have been dope.
It'd
But
been
I'm
dope.
like, ugh.
So now, right? You have control of your career.
Full.
You have control of your creative process.
Yeah.
You're telling the story the way
telling
you
us
want to tell it.
Yes.
How does it feel to be able to have control? And what is the next phase for you? What's the next step for you?
Okay. Well, let me say how it feels first. It's like I'm finally living the dream I set out to live.
Word.
Like I'm now in control of who I am, who I present to the world as the lyrics and the isms and I can do whatever I want to do. I'm, from top to bottom, I was in control of this story.
I get it.
Because then it's actually not a story. I'm finally feeling like, oh, I can be me now. I don't have anybody over my back. I don't have anybody forcing me to do things I don't want to do or choose things for me that I don't feel comfortable doing. There's none of that. If I'm out of my comfort zone on this project, it's because I wanted to try something new, but not something that I felt rubbed my morals or me as an art, like my vision as for myself as an artist. So I feel free. I feel free. I feel mature in that.
Nice.
So
That's dope.
creating for this was fun, like just in a way that I didn't have to answer to nobody. It wasn't any cooks.
Yeah.
If I feel like working at 4 a.m, I'm going in.
Go do it.
Yeah, can I get somebody to cut me? Because now I'm not engineering myself.
Okay, no longer.
No.
No longer
I
the
done
Pro
blew
Tools
up. I done blew
wizard.
up.
You know?
Blew up.
I don't know. You can't cut your vocals now. Oh, okay, I see.
I could. And when I had my studio, I would and I did. But I'm not.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, and it's dope. I think that,
Yeah.
because we're in a space where we talked about the great women writers before, the Angela Winbushes, the Patrice Russians, and I feel like in this generation, we haven't elevated that kind of artist properly, right? Like we know the names. We know Angela Winbush. We know Patrice Russian. We know Roberta Flack. We know, you know what I mean?
Valerie Simpson.
I think that there's something to be said about somebody who's been in the game as long as she's been in the game, and for us not to celebrate that the way we celebrate, the people before. I think that there needs to be, we need to. That's what this is about.
100%. 100%.
That's what this is about.
I have a question because I often say at our core we're storytellers, right? So do you have a preference or is there a different approach because you are a storyteller from songwriting perspective? You are a recording artist. You are an actress.
Yeah.
So is there a preference like, getting into acting? Did acting, give you a different perspective on your songwriting?
Damn.
Or did it make you want to, because I know some people who got into acting.
Damn.
Tyrese will tell you quick, like, you come over to the acting side, it's hard to go back to that recording artist side, man. It's hard.
Tyrese told me that 2 weeks ago.
Well,
It's hard,
to go back
baby.
over there.
It's hard, baby.
the blockbusters Tyrese is doing are pretty different than the movies I've been blessed to be a part of. Let's just be very clear. But yes, it influenced. You know what it did? It sharpened the art of how to tell a story for me.
Yes.
In song, but also in album.
Okay.
All the movies that I did, like I got a front row seat of how I even took up screenwriting for a couple of years with David Talbert.
Yep.
So
I really, really, now what the part I can't shake, for me, it was just that. It was like, oh, got it, okay, has to have an arc. There's got to be a turning point. There has to be a redeeming factor.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
Every character now has their own storyline. Every character, and for us in music, that's an emotion. So acting influenced the way that this album is cinematic to me.
It is.
It is.
This album, if you listen to it without skipping a segue or interlude and just let it play, like don't skip a phone call, like listen all the way through, it is like an audiobook. It's like watching a movie. You can see it, it's very cinematic. So my acting totally informed how I presented this concept, which was my life.
Okay.
Okay. I
love
it.
it.
And do you have a preference?
Except, let me say this.
Okay.
I was not acting. Those phone calls are real.
Okay.
Wait. The phone calls on the album was written?
Yes.
Wait.
100% authentic. It was a 2-hour, maybe 20-minute phone call of me catching someone cheating.
Wait a second. Wait. Stop. That was real?
Yes. I was not acting. 100%. It was chopped up. I couldn't listen to it. I still probably wouldn't get through it. I sent it to my manager and said, tell me if,
I'm done.
chop it up. I can't. I don't want to listen back to it. It was that traumatic
That's fucking
for me.
real.
And we
I
had to
listened
put,
to.
obviously, and I had to take his voice out. Like, obviously, we didn't want
Obviously,
any
of course.
lawsuits. We didn't want
Yeah.
any trouble with that.
Yeah.
But it was real. And I said it got way worse than you hear.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yes.
Damn.
It was,
Wow.
but the beautiful thing about that phone call, which I did not know this. The album was already kind of taking a turn in that direction of redemption, right? But I didn't know that on this phone call. He called me one day, he was like, yo, do you realize on that same phone call, you like started like, he didn't call it redemption, but he was like, you had this, you took accountability. He said, you took accountability on this phone call in a way that like, you don't hear many women doing. Like, yeah, sure, I did this a lot of the time, but then I'm like, hold on, wait a
I
minute.
did so.
This was on, I literally say verbatim, oh, this was on me. You didn't, this is on me. I allowed this. I chose you. I allowed this. I turned a blind eye. I shut the fuck up when I needed to.
I turned a
probably should have.
blind eye.
Yeah, like you literally hear me having this turning point and redeeming myself. And I was saying, I'm in the ring getting beat the fuck up. Like, I have to use I'm literally, like, I felt like listening back when I finally could listen to the segments. I still can't listen to the whole thing.
Damn.
But when I listen to the certain segments and I say I'm in the ring, like getting beat the fuck up, and I have to use my gifts to get out of this. And I said, that's all I got. All I got is my gifts. I'm getting beat up. I don't have to, I don't have to be here. I can do this, I can do that. I'm this, I'm that. And I'm having this realization, and he's just listening at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm asking my manager, like, so what was he saying? Like,
Wow.
but yeah, completely real. Completely real.
Before we get to final thoughts, it sparks a question. How responsible are we as creatives to give that peek into real life, to be that honest, to share that with the world? Like, because that's gonna speak, you're speaking to someone who's gone through that. You're helping someone. How much of a responsibility do you feel like you carry to show that honesty?
I felt that strong for many reasons. A, because it was snatched away from me earlier in my career. What we just talked about, I didn't get to tell my story. I didn't get to show myself. And then I closed up a lot when I encountered some drama and some things that, you know what I mean, I couldn't even stand behind that I encountered.
Yeah.
And I closed up. Like, I didn't feel, I just was like, I was shook. So for that reason, that was important. Another reason would be because, well, I'm gonna throw another one, because in acting, it has to be real for you. It has to be real for you. So now I'm training, while I'm away, I'm doing nothing but movies and some shows, and some recording here and there, but it's gotta be real. It's not gonna come across on camera unless you're actually feeling what you are saying. And even though that may not be my story, it became really important for me to finally bear all. And then 3, it's, I think I've always felt that sense of responsibility for art to be pure. For art, I'm a purist in a certain sense.
Yes.
I love for art to be authentic and real and rooted in truth.
Yes.
I think that that's important. I do feel that is a huge responsibility that in our culture, we've lost. In the art of song making,
Talk about it.
and
Talk about it.
and the art of
You know what I'm
R&B
saying?
and the art of hip hop,
You can talk about
we've lost our way
I agree.
on
Talk about it.
being authentic and truthful. So I think for a lot of reasons, yeah. But it ain't easy. It's
not.
fear. It's a lot of fear involved with bearing your heart, your soul, your thoughts, your perspective, your experiences. It's so scary. It's so scary. Even now, not cringe. When a fan is like, even when y'all just said, I listen, I was like, I feel vulnerable.
Really?
Yes.
But that's
Because
that's the
because I
beauty of
know
it,
that it's
though.
really me.
That's the beauty of it.
It's
though.
not just a collection of songs that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I showed you me. I'm like, oh, you see
yeah.
me. You know?
I showed you me.
I showed you me. That's why it's important. But that feeling is so.
That's a song right there. I showed you me.
I showed you
I
me.
how to do that. This the
Yeah.
Black Fleetwood Mac right here, baby. You got that shit.
We can do it now.
Now we can do whatever we want to do.
We can do whatever
That's
we
what you're
want.
doing now.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing now.
Right.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Black Fleetwood Mac, the Black Toto.
Yes,
Woohoo.
indeed. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Keri,
cool.
listen, this has been amazing to have you here.
It's been
You know,
amazing.
you at the top of the list of the people we have to sit down. This is family, y'all. This is
Yes.
you know, we go back years.
Family, yes.
We always like to ask
talk
our guests. Yes.
Damn near every day.
We talk, yes, absolutely. We talk in real life.
Some capacity.
We are
Yes.
friends in real life.
DM, texting.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
Sharing reels.
Yes, yes.
That's my dog.
We ask our guests to share, and you've been dropping jewels the whole time. But leave the people with a final jewel from the great Keri Hilson. Is this her camera? Is the camera on? Is the camera on? This is the camera?
It's that one.
Okay, there it is.
With a jewel in any
Anything
sense,
in life, anything. You're full of wisdom
oh gosh.
and isms. You're a writer. Hit us with that writer shit.
It's got to be real. So give me a moment, because it's got to be real.
Gots to be real.
Oh Lord.
Is that Sherelle?
That's what's my girl? Cheryl Lynn.
Cheryl Lynn, yeah.
Keri Lynn.
From Cheryl Lynn to Keri Lynn, it's got to be real,
Got
baby.
to be
Okay.
real. Don't quit. Don't quit. I think it would be that. I know so many people who are better this than me, better that than me, more talented, had higher range, better, bigger, whatever. But this game, any game, is really about fortitude. It's about tenacity. And when you believe in yourself, you can't let anyone deter what you know, what you see, what you envision for yourself. So you just can't quit. Like, that's the only way it can happen. Sharpen your tools. Keep them sharp. Keep your convictions in your pocket, and just, you can't stop.
Don't quit.
Don't stop.
I can't even imagine another way to close out, bro.
That's it. Thank you guys for watching Sessions. I'm Johnta Austin.
I'm Bryan-Michael Cox.
The great Keri Hilson. See y'all next time.
Thank you, guys.